I'm back. All right, so we have to have this conversation, Aquero. So you were disappointed in the show, but you knew you'd be disappointed when it was announced, but you turned out to be worse than expected. Can you please explain that? Because the only parts of the show that I really disliked was the outfits. I think that they did a really, really crappy job with some of the costume design. Aside from that, and the fact that the dragon, from what I remember, although I only remember seeing the scene once or twice, I don't believe that the gold dragon... Oops. Spoilers? Crap. Well, I don't think there's a dragon that's in the show, and when they find the dragon, I don't like the fact that the dragon didn't have front arms. In Witcher, usually dragons have arms and wings and back legs, like most fantasy dragons. Like, because I think that the Game of Thrones dragons screw that up. They look like drakes to me. And anytime I see dragons with their front arms or also their wings, nothing irritates me more. That's not how I see dragons in fantasy. So, Hero, I would love to know what your opinions are and why you hated the show. Because I really liked it, and I expected to not like it, and ended up loving it way more than I thought. And Deadly Dragons, what was the quote that it was repeating over and over again? That's that's odd. I want to know what happened, although I repeat myself a lot, so it could just be me doing my normal thing. And I also love Skyrim Thunder. Skyrim is the Elder Scrolls. I love their lore so much. I have a little problem with their breaking spell systems. I think that the spell systems in the game are lore breaking, considering that a lot of things I just don't talk about. But aside from that, I think that I can get down with Elder Scrolls at all times. I love Dragonborn. I love Skyrim. The entire 2011 was pretty much lost to Skyrim, so I have much appreciation for that game and just Elder Scrolls in general. I played the original. I played Daggerfall, not the original. I played Daggerfall when I was young. I never beat it, but I played a lot of it. And then I ended up playing a ton of Morrowind. That's what got me back into Elder Scrolls. I played most of Oblivion and then stopped it. I would love to beat that game, but kind of stopped for whatever reason. And then Skyrim I just played the crap out of. But I want to play Skyrim again because I never did the Dark Brotherhood quest lines. Or I don't think I did Dark Brotherhood or Thieves Guild quest lines in Skyrim. So I want to do that. And I haven't played Witcher 3 yet. If you're asking me that question, Romano, I haven't played Witcher 3 yet. I've only played some of Witcher 3. And I would like to actually play through that game. And it does totally remind me of Zoltan. But I think a lot of the dwarves have like a similar vibe going on to them. But I just appreciate what they are. And thanks for hanging out, Cat in the Box. Even though you're obviously busy, the fact that you're still kind of hanging out and enjoying the stream and whatever, walking around the house or doing your thing, I appreciate you hanging out with us here. I did leave my links down there, so anyone who is interested and is new around to the Shake the Box family, definitely check us out over at some of those links, especially our Discord. But you can check out our videos that we post on YouTube, as well as getting in the conversation on our Discord channels. So, why do you hate Scoia'tael so much? I feel like we know this.
Might I ask you a personal question?
Yes.
Certainly, ma'am. But I can't guarantee I'll answer.
You see, Nilfgaard marched into my land, invaded, stole my crown, slaughtered my folk, and topped it all off by turning my own son against me. Yet, the hatred I hold for them is a mere shadow of the passion that grips you. You lust for the blood of every last Scoia'tael.
Haven't heard a question yet, Your Grace.
What did they do to you, Rayla? What happened to make you who you are?
Elves and humans, they can interbreed. But you must know that. My mother was an elf, making me half of one.
Oh! I was not expecting that.
And all around us knew. The other children would bully me, beat me, spit in my face.
Wow.
Because they feared the Scoia'tael. But powerless, fully aware they could not defend themselves, they took their fear and shame out on me. The Scoia'tael sow hatred and terror between the races. And that will not change. It will not disappear. As long as their bloody rebellion continues.
Wow, I was not expecting that. I actually thought that there'd be more of a reason that she would hate the Scoia'tael. Although I think that's a cool reason. The fact that she is like bloodthirsty after them right now, it doesn't seem extremely fitting. but it's still really cool. Not a twist I expected. Definitely not a twist I expected. Okay, and what do you think of Demavend?
Demavend's reason for so fiercely defending Aldersburg. I must say, it caught me quite by surprise.
Not me. King went to that brothel every time he stopped at Aldersburg, which was oft.
Good for
He
him.
made sure of that. I told him he'd sting a girl with his serpent one day, but he wouldn't listen.
Ooh, I like that saying. I'm gonna sting a girl with my serpent one day.
Why? I see Demavend couldn't keep anything secret from you.
Didn't have a choice, really. When Edurn was not at war, I served as his bodyguard.
Nice.
Followed him everywhere and saw everything. My king enjoys life, enjoys pleasures and indulges often.
Good for him.
But none of this has hindered his ability to govern the realm bloody well.
Oh wow, he's way cooler than I thought he was.
I must go. We'll speak later.
Yeah, he's way cooler than I thought he was. So now I should be able to get out of here. Good, there's no one else to speak to in there. Alright, so we talked to everybody in a tent. Awesome. It's a good break. Not a lot of story happened in like the last hour or so. Which I love this game. Alright, so now we're back to like the normal game, I guess. Which I don't even know what is normal. It's like half that, half this. Maybe I could break it up in between and do some of those conversations, but you know, they change as time goes on. Scotel or Great Gwent deck. I can kind of build a Scotel Gwent deck in this, I guess. You love Hearthstone for a while, but got put off as they made the trading card game too random. I played Hearthstone up until it came out on iOS. Once it came out on iOS and I dropped my phone into my face, I was like, I can't have this game on my phone. And then because I stopped playing on my phone, I didn't really want to play on PC because when I was on my PC, there were other games I wanted to play. And by the time I actually wanted to get back into Hearthstone, I was so far gone that there was no catching up. I was getting annoyed that I couldn't get cards that had already released in packs that were previous to what I was caught up with. And I really don't like the way that you have to put so much money into the game. Like, I've heard way better things about Magic the Gathering Arena and the game that Chris plays on this channel sometimes, Shadowverse. Those are both like phenomenal trading card games that their gateway to entry is less punishing and less expensive, and you get rewarded for gameplay more frequently as opposed to Hearthstone, where you just have to grind for tens and thousands of hours to get stuff that is not even that. By the time you get it, it's already out of date. So it's like you're putting in so much effort and really getting nothing out of it unless you just constantly spend money. Which I'm good on. I'd rather get a better experience than just a trading card game. I'd rather get a story or something more out of it. Not to knock the game too much, but it's just not for me anymore. I like this face on the front of here. The only thing annoying me about Netflix TV show was that Triss doesn't look exactly. That really annoyed me. I agree with you there too, Thunder. But Triss doesn't look anything like she's supposed to look, and I don't even think that the actress that they picked for Triss was all that incredible. I don't think she really added anything. Like, I think they could have put anybody in that place. Like, whatever she looked like, they could have picked anybody for Triss. It definitely felt forced.
As views go, eh?
There it is. There's the vista that I was talking about.
For the howling wind, I'd make a sketch.
Well, Gascon loves howling. He is the hound. So I don't know why of all people to say something about that. In short, he pretty much hated the outfits. Yes, I completely hated the outfits. But a few plate armors. Some of the plate armors were annoying. They were a little World of Warcrafty. I didn't really like a lot of the pauldrons and how they had like lions and all kind of completely. So like one of the reasons why I like Witcher is a lot of times when you see the armor, it feels sort of authentic to what would actually that people might actually be wearing in those times. Let's see if this game has a good example of that. But like they have like rounded edges to things where like swords would actually like slide off instead of getting stuck in grooves. And like I can't stand games that have all those like beautiful edged pauldrons and stuff where it's obvious that it wouldn't be combat ready. Like if you wore that into war, you would just get crushed. Like you see how like there's like smooth edges on this guy's armor? Like that's what you should expect. Another good example here, like their armors have these smooth edges to it where if like I got hit with a sword, the sword or the arrow would deflect off and bounce off the armor. Or if I had like a lion's pauldron on here and the arrow hit this pauldron and it got caught into the eye of the lion's pauldron because it couldn't reflect off the armor, it's gonna go into my shoulder and not bounce off my frigging armor. Don't like it. I don't like it that it's not realistic. I appreciate how realistic Witcher tries to be, and it's a grounded fantasy, and I love it. I like the armor that they wear. It's fancy to me. Anyway, so hated all the stories made up by Netflix writers as they gave woke fan fiction vibes. I mean, some of the stories weren't made up. A lot of the stuff was written in the books. I mean, that whole entire season was based off the first 2 short story books. And they didn't even touch all of them. They're going to even put more of the short stories into the next season. But there were some stuff that they put into the story that was completely made up, or some of the stuff that was altered to wokeness vibes. So that I agree with you as well. And Yennefer's character's story was botched. They added a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm going with agreement here and some stuff, and disagreement and others. But like, I agree that Yennefer's story was botched in the fact that like some of the stuff that they made up for her wasn't that great, and they kind of changed the way that Yennefer's like character was, and I don't know, it didn't feel for her the same way as I did in the books and what I have played and encountered with her in the games. The concept of magic was ruined, and it breaks the lore for the next seasons. I'm gonna go with a complete agreement on that, and I'm really curious to see what they did with that, because basically they made all magic in Witcher work like blood magic would work in other games, and that's just not the way that magic was supposed to work in The Witcher. Let's send our scouts out. Ooh. We have some loot down here. So like, for instance, in the show, in order to create a magical spell, like they had the flower and you had to like destroy life to get magic. So you're destroying one thing to gain another, and that's not really how magic worked in some of the other stories. And I actually agree with you on that as well. So you have some really solid points here. And the Doppler story was an unfunny joke. Also agreed. If you read the book, the Doppler story was completely different in the books, and I actually really appreciated the way they did it in the books, especially for the fact that you got to see some halflings in the books where you didn't get to see those in the show. It was a cool concept for the Doppler that I think that they did with the show, so I understand why they changed it to like introduce that fight scene and stuff and how that worked, but it took on a whole different spin than we were used to. Yeah, the Brokalon part was gutted for the sake of having a black elf. I guess that's a good point. I didn't even think of it that way. Race bending characters was annoying. I don't mind race bending characters as long as it makes sense for the story. Like, if I'm going to change your race to be this specific thing, then I would have to assume that most other people that are from that kingdom, that area, you know, whatever the case is, that they're going to look and act similar to you. So as long as they race bend entire nations or make it make sense, I'm cool with it. But if they're just going to race bend one character for the sake of it and be like, where did this come from? I'm not 100% on that one. But I understand why they did it, again, for the wokeness of the show. But I don't know that it was necessary, because The Witcher is very specific in the area that it takes place in. So I don't think that it was necessary. I don't think that it got them much more viewers by doing that. If anything, I think they lost viewers by doing that. Doing 180, not only looks, but also personalities. Yes, Nilfgaardians were portrayed as religious zealots. Also another fine point. All right, so you have some solid points. I mean, I agree with most of that stuff, but it doesn't detract in the fact that I appreciate that the show is out there, and what I did see, I guess I just saw positive of the show. I agree with that, most of the stuff that you said. However, it didn't detract from my love of it. Why? I don't know. I still watch it over and over again. Legends of Runeterra is one to look out for too. Is that another book series? Cavill was stiff and too bug for Geralt, but at least he knew his stuff and writers had no idea about, and he did his best, I'm sure. I think he did a good job. Beatty's Jaskier was pretty much the only thing Netflix nailed, but I also wish, at the same token, they nailed Jaskier, but at the same time, I wish he had his hat. I feel like Dandelion should have had better hair, better facial hair, and a better hat. I think he could have looked more Yaskier to me. But I think his character portrayal was awesome, and the fact that Beatty actually knows how to play the lute is something so cool. And there was actually a couple videos on YouTube that I found of him in like an old bands and stuff where he's actually playing a lute for the bands, which I thought that was pretty rad. Yeah, the girl from Jurassic Park would have been a phenomenal pick for Triss, but that wasn't going to happen because of wokeness.
Her ears keen to take in the cacophony of sounds. The sharp whistle of wind rushing past towering peaks. The squeak of wagon wheels rolling over frozen snow. And the roar of beasts.
What the? I dare not venture a guess.
Gabor scratched his chin.
An ice troll. Or one of
Oh,
them
another troll.
pajamas.
These beasts, are they tame? As the dragon?
Not in your life. Fierce horsens, every last one of them. Spring cleaning year past, 1 year bit my arm clear off.
I like that he called them barbegazer peajabbers. I love that. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it right now, chat. The fact that I can actually have this conversation with you guys about Witcher makes me so happy because I am in love with this universe. And I don't get to have this conversation often because a lot of people that I know haven't read books or played games.
Spring, with the melting of the snows, a good bit of that filth comes out the ground. That's when Brouver Hoog summons all dwarves for spring cleaning. We cut down as much of the filth as we can, and that means relative calm the rest of the year.
Out of the corner of her eye, Meve noted a dark shape darting between rock formations. Calmly, she drew her sword and brandished it a time or two to warm up her stiff arms.
Seems it is our lot to assist you with this cleaning. Lyrians, arms at the ready. Prepare to fight.
Baranon, can you sword Aiden Corrine? Use your sword wisely, Baranon. And at least time them out or ban them. Yeah, exactly what you're talking about, Thunder and Ecker. Like the fact that, like, just in this prime example, that I was able to show you armor in this game that's worth its card games. Look at this armor; it's way cooler. The card game armor is better than the armor in the entire Netflix show. Like, what are they doing? Just for the point about armors. I like the plate harnesses of Centurion guards. Okay, yeah. I remember that. The thicker dude from the beginning. Makes about 4 outfits. They looked like high Gothic 16th century armor. Thank you. Oh my God, I very much appreciate you saying that, because that's all I wanted. Like, if they would have just done that, I would have been ecstatic over the show. I would have pushed everything aside and been like, this is amazing. But the fact that they messed up the costumers and all the armor design and all that stuff, oh man, they really botched that, especially with the Nilfgaardian. Oh my God, the Nilfgaard armor was horrendous. That was the worst thing. I can't even believe that they rolled out with that. They should have like CGI'd and changed that all. That was terrible that they chose that for armor. It looked disgusting. And even like their thought behind it, they're like, oh well, they're rummaging and they're roaming the land and they're just picking up pieces off the stuff that they find. They didn't even explain that, and even if that was the truth of the matter, it still looked horrendous. Like, where would they have gotten that armor from? How would they even have made that? It looks so bad. All right. For a great many years, Markham was closed off to the outside world. When the Elven Kings began their last desperate push to drive men from the lowlands, the dwarves slammed shut their passage into the mountain realms. For centuries, they waited. Only when the slaughter in the valleys below subsided did they once again open their gates, and the dwarves refer to this day as Great Erin Out. Ooh, new card backs. Yeah, see? I agree. The armor in Game of Thrones and the costume design in Game of Thrones was exponentially better than that of the show we watched, the Netflix Witcher show. I don't need this. I don't really need him. I don't need him. Oh God. I have one more chance to get the girl that I want. Nope. Whoa!
Stop standing around like corns on a toe! Get to work!
Oh, did you see him? That was the Dwarf King. Oh, he looked awesome. What is this? Is this a puzzle? This is 1 round. So don't let Brouver die. Where is he? Here he is. Okay, and eliminate Shalimar. Hint, in 1 fell swoop. Alright, so I have to kill this thing in 1 fell swoop? Uh-oh. I feel like bad things are going to happen. So spawn 2 Mecham Protectors and move an enemy from the melee to the ranged row. So it's going to keep pushing them back. Okay, well that would have already happened, so that's not happening. So every 3 turns on start, randomly damage enemies by a portion of the Shalimar's current armor, then move to the other row. If in the melee row, damage the highest enemy by the current unit's armor. If on the range row, damage by the lowest enemy by the current armor. Okay, and set to 8. All right, so then the traps are going to be what we want. So we're just going to continuously lower its armor. We'll make this happen. I'm not worried about this fight. Thank you, Varanon, or whoever was my mod for that. Hi-cha, it was Varanon. Thank you. Appreciate you, bud. If the lead writer didn't read any of it, you're talking about the books? So we know it's gonna move. No, I think that the lead writer did read. As far as I know, Lauren, who was not the lead writer. You're talking about the lead of the show? The Witcher show, or the lead of the Game of Thrones show? Akira. Vesemir, Mark Hamill might have season 2. No, he's not. Mark Hamill's not gonna be in season 2. Henry Cavill as Geralt, I love. I think he's the perfect Geralt, and to be quite honest with you, even the author of the Netflix of the Witcher books said himself that Geralt is the new face. In his mind, Geralt is the new face of... Henry is the new face of Geralt. So even the author himself admits that Henry is like the perfect casting for the character. But again, that's kind of like your take on it, and I kind of see why Akira like kind of doesn't like his dryness and stuff like that. But I happen to just I love him. I think he's a perfect version of that character.
Watch out! It's rolling our way!
I should have played that other character. Alright, so he's just gonna keep moving back from row to row. So I'll play this now.
You mad? Don't shake.
What is it at the end? I think it's at the end of the turn. So we're gonna play him.
This could hurt.
Yeah, so now I'm gonna play another one? Is this not gonna do... Is it not gonna do anything else? I really hope I can attack this thing. It's a boss relic. Deploy, damage an enemy by unit's power whenever it takes damage. This should be considered a monster. I'm not sure if it is considered a monster, but my best guess it's considered a monster. So what do you mean that you can't read? Varanon. Alright, so Legends of Runeterra is a card game. Oh, based on a mobile League of Legends. Oh, I do know about that. That's not the one that, I'm thinking of something different when I'm thinking of the one that Steam itself made. Like the guys... who are the developers? I have to be thinking of a different game, but I'll look out for it. Very funny tongue-in-cheek game. Looks like Hearthstone vibes. Yeah, I mean, it all depends on their the monetary system, I guess. How they do that. What do I want to return from the battlefield? I guess I could put him out. I'm just gonna move these. It's almost dead.
place. Be careful.
Move this unit to your deck and then summon a random unit from your deck to the allied row. Let's just do this. Maybe we'll get our girl.
Her Majesty is...
Nope.
Exceptional.
There she is.
Never take me alive.
Now we're getting a win. It stinks that Renard's already out, but that's what we wanted. So we'll move.
Ever have a storm knock out one of your teeth?
We'll move them again. How am I gonna kill this thing? Oh, we can actually. We might be able to already kill him with Ike. So I'm about to play Ike and just see what happens. Damage a unit by 10 and adjacent units, and then we can damage it again with this. So we'll take this card. Damage it by 10. Nice, we got another card. I guess at this point we might as well just play Ike and see if it works.
The unworthy.
Yes, it worked.
Punished.
Done. Ike, charging into war.
You got some splaining to do.
Nice. Ike for the win. Well done. So that definitely counted as a monster, which makes sense.
As the wails of speared Shaelmars died down, the crowd of Mahakaman infantry parted. A dwarf stepped forth, grey as a snow fox, wrinkled as a prune. He walked with difficulty, supporting himself on a battle axe, its two heads dripping blood.
Oh, that's so sick.
This would be our elder-in-chief.
There he is.
Brouver Hoog.
Oh, he looks so cool. Thunder, if you are a fan of all those things, then you're welcome here, my friend, because that's pretty much what this channel is about. We're just a bunch of nerds who enjoy gaming together. But I think that of all of those, I'm biggest Witcher. I would say Witcher, Lord of the Rings. I mean everything you just mentioned. I was in a Yu-Gi-Oh club in high school. Christ, I played that. I mean, I'm more of a Magic the Gathering, definitely. In fact, I probably played Pokemon more than I played Pokemon more than I played Yu-Gi-Oh, but I still appreciate it. And Chris, who's going to be on stream in like maybe a half hour max, he's huge into anime. So if you're an anime lover, you'll really appreciate Chris as well. I watch some anime, but I'm not too familiar with the stuff that's come out recently. And thank you again, Varanon. When you come to watch it, but make sure to not limit your notes to a 4-page paper per episode. There's pretty much 20-page piece. Oh wow, it could write from what I noted down. And I'll watch other seasons anyway, but it hurts to see my childhood series ruined like that. I mean, the thing is, it's its own adaptation. So the thing is that The Witcher is the TV show is there for the people who aren't reading the books, who aren't playing the games, and just as like for the people who did both of those, for us, it's just like a love letter to the show. And if I get to see some of my favorite characters like in the flesh, I'm cool with that. However they decide to do it, it doesn't detract. The thing is, it's not making a new story necessarily. It's just adding to the ones that are already in existence, and I can take what I want from it. Whether I want it to be, you know, a canon or not, that's up to me to choose. The thing is that technically it's not canon. So as long as they don't deter from that and they don't do anything outside the main stories and try to do like their own spin on it, I'm cool with where it is. It's its own version of the stories that I already have read and loved. So they can't take that away from me because they're already in existence. But if they try to change it and like make that so that's canon and they try to erase what's already been done or try to do something completely different and go off on a completely different story and start changing characters and making it so like people assume that that's the canon way that stories are, like I could get annoyed, but they're sticking with the stories that are written. Therefore, even though they alter them slightly, it's still going to be just an alternative way to view what we've already read and loved. But the wokeness could go. I can easily agree with you that I would love to watch that show without all of those vibes. It ruined Star Wars and Terminator. I haven't really kept up with Terminator, but I can 100% agree with you that it ruined Star Wars.
And who might your guests be, Gabor?
I love this guy already.
Meve.
Look at that axe.
Queen of Lyria and Rivia, and her associates in court.
See, the axe, not too realistic.
My regards,
But
Elder.
awesome anyway.
I come...
You come for something. Coin's my first wager. Fighting bodies my second. Well, what is it you want? I'm on in the years, aye, but I'm not gone dotty. Tja, you menfolk. You got to fall on hard times to remember us dwarves.
I love that you can almost not understand him because how thick his accent is, and I love how they're writing like the way it's typed out. It's perfect. It's exactly how it said.
I've come with a design in mind, I cannot deny. But hear me out and you shall see.
She's armed! Gabor! Why the devil did you let her in here like that? And without a sack or her heat! She has the leaden ring, Elder.
A gift from a king.
From Demavend, lassie, I ken that already. Trust a man, give him something of value, and he'll go and give it away as easy as a street whore gives away nubs. It's a good thing he didn't pawn it. Sons of humans.
How are you doing right now, Thunder? You're actually playing the game? You could do it. So what is it now that you're playing the game and you're struggling against the Nilfgaardian army? Is it a story-based quest where it forces you to play specific cards, or can you play any cards that you want? I'm curious of what you have in the deck. Author is an old grumpy butter douche. I don't know if that's true though. Do you think that's a rumor that he said it just to piss off CD Projekt Red, or is it actually the truth of the matter? Because I actually kind of believe them. He didn't seem like he even wanted the show to happen, but then he did tell his rights. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe. But I personally really like Geralt, played by Henry Cavill. I don't think it took away from the show's version. I don't think it took away from the book's version. I think it was like its own thing that I appreciated. But again, that's my opinion. Doesn't make it right or wrong. And you're entitled to yours as well. I like that people have, like, they can oppose those ideas and stuff like that. So I'm not accustomed to interruptions, and listen to my plea, I beg you. I mean, she has been pretty hard the entire time. We gotta beg him. What should we do, chat? Should we be a hard bitch like we've been this entire time and say I'm not accustomed to interruptions? Or should we say, listen to my plea, I beg you? What should we do here? I'm kind of on the lines of being a hard bitch, but at the same time, we really, really, really need to get this guy to work for us. Look at George R. R. Martin. People think he's overrated. I just don't like the fact that he takes forever to complete Game of Thrones series. And I also don't like that he just keeps writing other things. Like, you know, everybody in the world's waiting for you to finish the series. Please, Martin, just concentrate and focus on that. Stop writing stories about the past and things that are happening before the series that you're not even finished writing yet. Please, we want to see the books done before you pass, because if you don't pass, I'm not going to continue reading them. I stopped reading the rest of those books. I haven't read like the last 2 books because I'm afraid that they're never going to get finished at this point. So I'm not going to continue reading them until he's working on his last book. And that's when I'll try to catch up. You should have the balls to cancel if he doesn't feel like finishing the story. I agree with you, Akrio. Or pass it to someone else. Tell someone else how it's supposed to be written. Give them the idea. Kind of do what, I guess Robert Jordan, the guy who Wheel of Time. I mean, he passed away, but still, like, he passed on the story to the guy who finished the books for him. So, like, let that happen. And the rest of those books were phenomenal because of the guy who picked them up. And now he's writing all kind of awesome other new books. The dwarf won't respond to weakness. I like the way you think, Ramino.
You interrupt me. I'm not accustomed, for you see, I am a queen.
That's so. For I've heard you were stripped of crown and title some time past. Not so much a queen no more. Nay, don't you fear. Tidings of that sort reach us here, too.
I remember when I first caught my first Snorlax, Thunder. I went into Manhattan, into Central Park, just to catch a Snorlax because there's this castle in the center of Central Park that's like kind of, you know, it's not too popular, but it's just like a random little castle in the middle of Central Park. And I knew that there was a Snorlax. I was getting rumors on the Reddits and stuff like that, and on Facebook that Snorlax was sleeping at the castle. So I actually specifically took a trip into Manhattan to go to the castle to hunt my first Snorlax in Pokemon Go. Shortly thereafter, stopped playing the game because I realized what it was doing to me. But the fact that actually happened made me happy.
Shamefully betrayed.
And I love that I was sleeping at the castle.
Yet the unified throne of both realms remains hers, as the laws hold.
Laws, schmaws, shite and bare paws. I ken well the kind of respect you human folk accord your laws. We've signed pacts, treaties of many o'er the years, and each time but a couple of years had pass afore you shattered all the terms. Now,
Wow.
on a normal day, I'd have you all thrown clear out of this land I love. But you've the leaden ring, and that grants you the right to hospitality. And here, in Mahakam, laws and rights are sacred.
I love dwarves.
You may stay in the pass long as you wish. Young Zigrin'll serve as your guide. And once you've tired of the mountains, well, you ken the way down into the valleys. I bid you farewell.
My Lord Elder, with all due respect,
We can win their favor.
we came to your aid. We smote the beasts with you, yet...
Oh, you confess that you've been writing personal projects of fan fiction based on the Witcher world. Triss and Ciri are your favorites. Can you share those with us? Can you pop those into the Discord? Would you feel confident enough to share them? I would love to read what you have, if you're okay sharing this stuff. I think fan fiction is pretty rad. And by the way, just throwing this out there, one of people who pop up in our chat often, in fact, you know, I'm just gonna go out and I'm gonna look this up. One of the people who pop in and out of our chat, Jordan Dorenzo, does like a really dope. Here, I'm gonna put this in here for you. He does commissions, like fantasy commissions. I'm just throwing this out there. He's a close friend of mine. And if you're interested in ever getting like illustrations done for your short stories, Thunder, you might consider clicking that link and checking out some of his work, because he's extremely affordable and does some phenomenal stuff. And maybe you can get some of your work and your short stories illustrated, which would be pretty cool. Just throwing it out there. But his style you would probably really appreciate if, based on the things that you've said to me in chat so far. But even just to check out his work, I'm sure you would just appreciate looking at. But he does a lot of commissions for Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, and they're incredible, to say the least. Honestly, I should probably have that on a command. Pimp my friend out, because he does some awesome stuff.
And who the demons is this one?
Count Reynard Odo.
Odo, Bodo.
I love this
You
dwarf.
listen and listen well. We didn't ask for aid, and you know why? 'Cause I've my dignity. Not like some. Mates and wenches! Spring cleaning's done, beast culling's over. Mount Carbon beckons us home. Follow me!
Well, that went well.
Your Grace, be not dismayed. We will find a way.
We will. Yes, we must. We will. Or, no, Reynard, we have lost. No way. Why? Who would ever click this button? Who would click Reynard, we have lost, and just imagine you click this button and just a game over screen pops up. It's like, sorry, you're a sissy. Yes, Rayners, we must, we will.
Manage we shall, true. Though damned if I know how. We have none other to whom we can turn, no other land where we can flee.
Yeah, I play a lot of Pokemon Go, but I haven't really played a lot of the other Pokemon games. You got a Snorlax, no lie, on your first day playing? What? I am actually thoroughly impressed. You got really lucky. You must be in a hot spot. Wherever you live must be like in an important place, because usually Snorlaxes pop up and like, I don't know, like they're like a draw. Just try to get you to somewhere real cool. You get bored of it? I got bored of it too. I just couldn't keep up with it. And I wasn't able to, so my beef with Pokemon Go, to be quite honest with you before I get into any more distractions, is the fact that like when you play that game and any other version of Pokemon, in order to beat a Pokemon and get control of a Pokemon and capture it, you have to like beat it down first and weaken it. In Pokemon Go, you just kind of throw stuff at it. It's berries and balls, and you just keep throwing stuff at it until it comes in and you get possession of it. I think the game needed to have a combat system prior to being able to capture it. I think you should have been able to use the Pokemon that you already had controlled and do a little duel thing and have like, because they have the arenas, so you're able to fight. So get a quick little fight in, weaken the Pokemon before you capture it. If they just did that, I probably would still be playing, to be quite honest with you.
Convene in council, your grace. Consider together what's to be done. We've yet Redania, Temeria.
Your grace, might I draw you aside a wee moment for a jabber?
For a jabber. She's just gonna punch me in the cooch.
Reynard, please excuse me.
You have my axe. Thanks, Thunder.
What is it you want?
Oh, thanks for posting that, Dino. Appreciate you posting to Discord. What's up, dude? Oh, and the links too. You're a champ. Thank you for posting those, Dino. I didn't even realize, you know what's funny? Because I didn't even realize where they came from. Because it just like, it looked over and I was like, wait a second. I didn't type those. Thank you, dude.
And the second? Is it any better?
Did you not? This was not. Hey, Dorenzo. I didn't even see that you came in. What's up, man? Spowski's ego is pretty much here. All right, I'm going to read the rest of this.
To be quite frank, no. I'll try elsewise. Not all's lost, trust me. Brouver's a stubborn goat, no doubt about it. But a goat to be persuaded. And I happen to ken how.
Okay. You seek to aid me? Why?
The selfless impulse to help. I don't believe it exists. So before you describe how you aim to aid me, be kind enough to explain why you wish to do
Yeah,
so.
I agree with her. What is he up to?
Unsolicited, mind you, and clearly against your elders' wishes.
A query of my own to answer yours. Do you ken when Brouver Hoog last strode down the mountains into your lowlands?
Nope.
I know not. While King Sambuc sat on the throne?
Point of fact, never. Hoog was
Wow.
born here and he'll die here, like most Mahakaman dwarves.
Okay.
Whereas I'm a frequent visitor in your human lands. Been an emissary to royal courts, trade guilds, mummers, troops, and I've eyes. I can see all the rubbish goes on between yous. Nilfgaard's insatiable.
I love the
Blackclads will not
dwarves in
stop
this
till they
game.
get the whole continent neath their boot. From Ophir in the south to the Dragon Mountains in the north. Gods forbid they grip all the Nordlings' realms in their vice. 'Cause then we'll have their hordes all round, controlling all the trade routes, supply lines, diversions even. And then they'll control terms and prices. Ooh. We dwarves have never been on a lead, let alone a short one.
Okay.
So
he's got motive.
All be better off with the Blackclads back across the Yaruga. and I've seen your grace. Seen you in battle. You've brawn and bite, and with the right support, you can drive them back. I ken that well.
So, like, why didn't he just explain that to the king? Like, he could have just explained that to the other dwarf.
Very well, I'm all ears.
Yeah, I'm all ears, bud.
What must we do to spur Brouver Hoog to aid us?
I might start with the thorn in our side that are beasts. A bigger thorn than most expect. See, in our never-ending search for gold, we dug deep, too deep, and reached abysses where monsters are born, or however they come to be. Soon as it turns a bit warmer, they crawl out to feed. And there's more every year.
Oh, crap.
What you saw there, the spring cleaning, that's just light yearly upkeep.
Oh my
What about the
gosh.
source of the blade? Every spring we cull enough so we can live and trade and mine normal-like.
Yes.
But there are corridors in the upper valleys midst the peaks, where more lie waiting to pounce. So many, there's settlements that have done been abandoned.
I still fail to see how this relates to myself and Brouver.
Because doesn't he just want you to help him get rid of them? Maybe that's why?
Your Majesty, slay the beasts down
There
to
you
the
go.
last, and you'll win the hearts of the clans. All of them. And with the clans behind you, why? The Elder will have no choice. He'll bend an ear, treat you serious.
Not bend a knee, but bend an ear.
You got two sites through which beasts swarm in great numbers.
Uh-huh.
There's Davor's Abyss and an abandoned underground settlement called Burrow's Rump. Destroy those.
Burrow's Rump.
Collapse the corridors. Problem solved.
Okay. Why was Brouver tended to the matter? Wait, why hasn't he done this?
You colour the solution as simple and known. Why has Brouver Hoog not gone at the matter?
You must learn one thing about us dwarves of Mahakam. Customs, traditions, why, we're obsessed. Goes thrice for Brouver.
Nice.
The Elder deliberates weeks on end. And that's in considering if we shouldn't wear suspenders, because they might be through outside, and should thus be forbidden. We've a set of laws, the Four Dwarves Codex. One of its tenets says, dare ye not close a corridor once oped. So, no self-respecting dwarf can nor will do it. But you're free out
Wow.
with. The laws dinna apply. You've a free hand in sealing the corridors from which the beasts come. Collapse them, flood them, I dinna ken, but solve the grief once and for all.
Problem solved. Let's do this. Twould be enough?
And this, 'twould suffice.
I believe
One
it
can
would.
hope.
But find you other ways to win the heart of a clan or Brouver itself. Do so. Can he bring no harm?
Cool, that's fair. So if I could find another way, we'll do it, but this is the most
sounds
logical
rather
option.
toilsome, yet I do favour this to losing another moon seeking out a court where we would at first be welcomed, only later to hear another rebuke.
Yeah, like we did last time. Plus we have Ike by our side, and Ike is like the
Leave my
master monster
gratitude,
slayer,
Gabor.
so he's gonna love
You've shown
this.
me a way. Very well. Let us think on these beasts. See what's to be done.
Sweet, yeah, if we have Ike by our side, we're in good hands. So we can get all this happening. So Spouse's ego is pretty much from here to Jupiter's least. He makes Trump and Kojima look like the most humble men walked into Earth. That's sad to say. It kind of reminds me of the guy who wrote Cthulhu, right? A lot is lost in translation, but the native Polish speaker, I can assure you, The Witcher's author is a king of douchebags. Fair enough. I'll have to keep that in mind. We're going to pitch a tent here. So I think we're probably going to end up stream soon. But yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about Sapowski, but I just know that his writing's good and the books are phenomenal. So, I mean, I don't want to sit here and judge him because I feel like it might detract from the story if I hate him too much. It might make me not want to read the books or something, Aquiro. But I mean, I now you sparked my curiosity. I'm curious to know. Did you not get the link, Ramino? Oh, I guess they did get it because yeah, Dorenzo just said I've been pimping him out. Oh, what's up, Spleen Machine? What's going on? Don't call the police on me, please. Are you ready to stream, Spleen? Stop. Stop, criminal scum. There's a little sex in the stories, but some are to do with the characters who traveled in Temeria. And after losing his wife Piper from Fallout 4, she dies in front of him and gets confronted by Triss Marigold. That's so crazy. It's fluff romantic nonsense, and I have poured my heart and soul into these stories. I think they sound cool. Sure, they aren't finished yet, but I would love to share some of them. Yeah, definitely. Post them in our Discord. 100%, Thunder. I'm sure a lot of our community would love to read them. I mean, especially me, as being a Witcher fan. And I'm into Fallout too, so throw them in there. I'd love to read them. Just let us know. Just tag me, like, at me. I usually type as @Astra. So I'll type something in chat so you kind of know where I'm at. But once you jump into the Discord, this is me. So I just sent a message in chat so you know where to @ me and Discord. But just if you @ Astra in our Discord channel, you'll find me. Is that weed? Calling the police? Oh, the character? Yeah, our character, our dwarven character, I should say, is smoking pipe weed, and it's pretty cool because like his heraldry sign. Actually, I'll go into this. So he's hanging out. Like if you go over any of the characters, it'll show you like what their sign is, and I like that his is a pipe smoke. Probably gonna play some Curse of the Dead Gods. I'm not gonna lie. One of my friends, is playing the game right now. I saw him pop up on my Steam saying that he's playing the game. Nice. Yeah, Curse of the Dead Gods is a new roguelike adventure action game that came out, and it's amazing. So I highly recommend you play Curse of the Dead Gods. I'm probably gonna play it again sometime soon. Can we set the clocks back yet? They might get canceled. There's a lot of politicians fighting to like get rid of that. What's up, Tennis? What's going on? Welcome in. You guys coming in? Jiminy coming in for Chris stream? Basically, your strategy for all games is to eat the fray till you win. Well done. How did you fare, by the way, Thunder? Were you able to beat it? Were you able to get further into Thronebreaker since I last said anything to you? I'm curious to see if you built that Nilfgaard fight. Oh yeah, E3 got canceled. The gaming conference got canceled. Just like there's music festivals that are getting canceled. Everything's getting canceled, and you're never gonna get Elder Ring news. You know, I'm very curious about that. Speaking of a lot of these Game of Thrones and George R. R. Martin, that's been like topic of the day. I am very curious about Elder Ring to see what actually comes out of that, because it's Elder Ring is essentially that's Martin's work meets Souls games, but in the same respect, like, I just want Martin to write Game of Thrones, so I'm almost mad at Elder Ring for being a thing, because the more he writes that's not Game of Thrones, the less of a chance we're actually going to ever get Game of Thrones to come out. Nintendo figured it out years ago. What did they figure out? I know, honestly, it's almost like E3 kind of needed to get canceled, though, because no one's even attending E3, barely. It's like the Drake album. It's just going to drop one day without telling anyone, and then be the most amazing thing ever. I can't wait for it. I wonder if that game's going to be my first Souls game. I suspect by the time Elder Ring comes out, I'll have not played any other Souls games yet, and that'll be my first introduction to Souls games. At least one can hope at this point. If it's still on the tongues of many people, I hope it'll happen. Oh yeah, D3, mostly dumb posturing, but I like the game news. That's true, we get some funny videos. I mean, I like E3, I have fond memories of E3, but I've been like addicted to PAX, so I feel like I'm getting more out of PAX than I get out of E3 lately. I mean, aside from the fact that I've been attending PAX, I just feel like I get more information out of PAX than I do E3s lately. I can't wait. I want to play Elder Ring. Miyazaki ascended to his ultimate form. Isn't Miyazaki? Oh, I didn't even see it. Praise the sun. Praise it. Thank you, Dino. Yeah, I want to see. I want to see like all Miyazaki stuff is posted on Netflix, as far as I know. I've been trying to get one of my friend's little sister to watch him. So much going on. Oh, you'll be good in 10 minutes? All right. Well, I mean, I'm just kind of catching up with chat anyway. Yeah, I'm way behind in chat. Well, I was trying to catch up with the story. That's kind of how I got so lagged. I appreciate your patience, guys, especially you, Dennis, just coming in. Call of Cthulhu, I recommend that game if you want some Lovecraft in your life. Which game? Just the tabletop role-playing game? Call of Cthulhu. There's a game that popped up? I don't even know that I know it. I mean, I play the board games and stuff. I've been playing Arkham Horror. I'm actually going to be playing Arkham Horror today. So I'll post a picture of our board game that we play in the tabletop box in the Discord for sure. I know I have to play some Dark Souls. All right, so I'm gonna post our links one more time for anyone who might be new here. Definitely check us out on YouTube if you haven't already. Some really awesome videos. Our YouTube, Shake the Box, the core YouTube is where some of the core content's coming out. A lot of the comedy videos and stuff that Chris has been writing. A lot of new stuff has been dropping there. The Shake the Box gaming YouTube channel is just, well, it's not just. I mean, I can't write it off, but it's all of our Twitch uploads that we've been putting up there, and so any specifically gaming related content goes there. Follow us on Twitter if you want to see when we go live and see what say in the know by joining the Discord. That's where all of our links are. Come hang out with us. For any of you new here, definitely welcome to the Shake the Box family. Love having your company. I appreciate you coming in, saying hi, hanging out. Love the company, especially being able to talk some Witcher with people. It's been thoroughly enjoyable. It's like made my day, because I am a huge fan of this game. And I'm happy to talk to you about it with people. No, don't worry about getting far into Thronebreaker. That's why I'm here. And I guess you could see the story progress this way. I believe all of our uploads are on the path. I've been highlighting all of our videos for this game on Twitch if you want to go back and see them, but eventually they'll be up on YouTube as well. No, I'm not talking about starting with DS3. I'm talking about starting with Elden Ring. I mean, it's possible that I start with DS3, but I don't think that that'll happen. I feel like if I'm going to start with the Dark Souls, I'm probably going to start with the first, or I'll just skip them and then go straight into Bloodborne. But I'm not entirely sure. Can I just play DS3 entirely co-op? I don't even know. I don't even know the answer to that. That's what I think. I think that DS1 is probably the best starting point. Possibly. But I have never played Bloodborne, and I feel like that would be a fun thing to kind of just jump into. But I don't even know when Elden Ring's coming out. Like, we don't know anything about that. Alright, so, and also, for those of you who might be new here to the channel, Chris, who is tagged under Spleen Machine, he streams here too, and he's actually going to be taking over for me for the remainder of today. So he's going to be playing probably some Dark Souls 3, is my best guess, at some point. Yush, Dark Souls 3. Are you ready to go, bud? Should I be handing us off? So enjoy his stream. I'll be hanging out in the background kind of with you guys until I play some board games. While I play Arkham Horror, I'll try to talk. But I don't know how much I'll be able to communicate because I'm going to get really invested in the game. Which again, I'll post a photo of the game board and the tabletop box. I think that what you should do is play Curse of the Dead Gods. Spleen. Nah, man, play whatever you want. DS3 is a ton of fun. I love watching you. Personally, I love watching you play it. What do we have in here? Oh, we have more reports. Which I can read those. Witcher 3. While we're on topic, I think that as soon as I beat this game, I'm probably going to transition into one of the Witchers. Like I said, I'm not sure which one I'm going to play. My best guess is I'm probably going to play Witcher 1. But there's like a Witcher adventure game that I kind of want to play. I don't even know what that's about, but I want to get through all the Witchers. I know. Oh, sweet God. It doesn't look like it dated well, that's for sure. But I'm going to enjoy it. I know I won't mind. Pure anus for bugs. Well, as long as I can beat the game, that's all that really matters. I will definitely do that, Chris. Okay, but yeah, so I've been Jimmy here on Shake the Box. I appreciate you hanging out. I'll make room. I'll make room for Chris to jump on here. So I hope you enjoy his stream. Anyone who's new, it's really nice meeting you. I appreciate you hanging out. The company's been amazing. You were in a bad mood this morning until that Monster Factory. Murdering DS3 will also help. I'm gonna, before I get involved, before everyone comes over, I'm gonna be playing some Curse of the Dead Gods. So I'm also gonna play that game. I'm gonna see if Jordan Dorenzo, if he might be playing that game. I'm gonna see if maybe he'll stream it in our Discord, because I want to see if he can. I want to see him beat the first boss, because I couldn't get past the first boss, and apparently he's gotten past 3. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Witcher 1 is not that bad. English voiceover is terrible though. Oh, fantastic! I can't wait. Later, Ramino. I'm happy we got your name right now. Yeah, you have a good evening too. We'll talk soon, I hope. I'll be back tomorrow, by the way. Worth mentioning. I don't exactly know what I'm going to be playing. I'm either going to be jumping back into some more Monster Hunter. So if anyone wants to play with me on Monster Hunter, you're more than welcome. Or I'm going to be playing some more roguelites. I might be playing some more Curse of the Dead Gods. Maybe I'll do some more Wizard of Legend. You know, I'm open to some ideas. So